Stop. Before you spend $600 on a Windows laptop for college or work, Apple just did something they haven't done in a decade. They released a MacBook for $599. It's called the MacBook Neo, and honestly, it's a trap. But here's the thing, it's either the best deal in tech history, or it's the most clever way Apple has ever cleared out old iPhone parts. Instead of a sponsored unboxing, we're looking at the cold, hard benchmarks to see if this is actually a pro machine in a budget body, or just a glorified iPad with a keyboard. The Neo is weird. It's using the A18 Pro chip, yes, the one from the iPhone 16 Pro. On paper, that sounds like a downgrade, right? But the early benchmarks are terrifying for Intel. It's actually 47% faster than the M1 MacBook Air in single-core tasks.
I want to know your gut reaction. Look at these 4 colors: silver, indigo, blush, and citrus. Comment Team Citrus or Team Indigo right now. Which one would you actually carry in your backpack? I'll be hearting the best color combos. But $599 comes with a cost. There are 3 things Apple isn't putting in the commercials that might make you hate this laptop. The ports. One USB-C port is fast. The other, it's basically USB 2.0 speeds from 2005. The lights. There is no keyboard backlight. If you're a student typing in a dark lecture hall, you're flying blind. The RAM. It's 8 gigabytes in 2026. Is that enough for macOS Tahoe?
Build quality and feeling. It's a 13-inch liquid retina display. It's bright, 500 nits, but strictly 60 Hz. Here is the first trade-off. Apple's Magic Keyboard is still here, though without backlighting. Touch ID is reserved for the version with 512 GB storage. All versions get the same multi-touch trackpad, which lacks Force Touch haptic feedback. The chassis is made from 90% recycled aluminum, and the entire laptop weighs 2.4 pounds or 1.23 kilograms. The speakers are positioned on the side and support spatial audio and Dolby Atmos. The laptop is also equipped with a dual mic array with directional beamforming. Apple also packed a 36.5 watt-hour lithium-ion battery, which is rated for up to 16 hours of video streaming or 11 hours of web browsing.
At $599, the Neo competes with Windows laptops like the Asus VivoBook or Acer Swift. Those Windows machines have 16 gigabytes of RAM and backlit keyboards. The Neo only has 8 gigabytes, but the Neo has macOS Tahoe and the Apple ecosystem. Is the software worth the hardware sacrifice? If you use an iPhone and iPad, the answer is usually yes, but only if you aren't doing heavy lifting like 3D modeling or competitive gaming. Now let's talk about the brain of this machine. It's running the A18 Pro. Historically, putting a phone chip in a laptop was a recipe for disaster, but the architecture here is different. Based on the thermal design of this chassis, we're looking at a completely fanless system. If you try to render a 10-minute 4K timeline, expect the clock speeds to dip by about 20% once the heat soak hits that aluminum frame. And we have to talk about the USB-C ports. One port is a full-speed Thunderbolt, but the second one, it's wired for USB 2.0 speeds. That means if you're a photographer trying to offload an SD card on that right side port, you're going to be waiting a long time. It's a charging port disguised as a data port. So, is it a trap? Only if you expect it to be a MacBook Pro. If you want a real computer for the price of an iPad Air, Apple just won. Here's the challenge for the comments. If you had $600 today, are you buying this MacBook Neo, or are you buying a used MacBook Air M2 for the same price? Tell me why in the comments. I'm curious to see if the new Factor beats the M series power. Don't forget to check the description for the full spec breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. This is Dual Core Bros. My name is Moses, and I'll see you in the next one.